Changxian is a headstrong 77-year-old with an ambitious mission. In the hollow of a remote gully in the Gobi Desert, Madame Li and her son Dunhuang are creating a shrine to China's lost heritage.
可是我们想，我们一个小火柴，我们先点燃一点，或者我们先做一个小的，引起大家的重视、关注。它实际上不是它把外框做成小了4公分啊。中间只要你这么小。
In an underground gallery, they set to work, slowly, deftly, painstakingly, recreating the masterpieces of Dunhuang that were taken from China by stealth.
那么这件事情很痛心，所以说我为什么刚才讲，其实我们国家最主要是就宣传文物的重要性，宣传它的这个对于人类的价值。
我们艺术不是说你看的都是黑脸，都是模糊的，所以我们的意思呢，就想把我们中国古代的精华表现出来，而这些精华连我都没看见。 那我就心里想，我画给大家都看，这也是其中一个目的。
Mother and son know only too well the stories of foreign explorers who last century shamelessly pilfered China's most prized relics. This is their way of righting an historical wrong. A world away in the moneymaker's paradise of Hong Kong, others use big bucks to reclaim China's history.
Lot 749.
Growing dissatisfaction at the loss of its cultural heritage has forced China's most influential state conglomerate, the Poly Group, to reclaim stolen relics by international auction. In May, the Poly Group paid $10 million for a vase and 3 bronze animal heads looted by British soldiers from a palace in Beijing 140 years ago.
而且大家商量好的去买。我们觉得把这些东西流失到国外的东西买回来，在中国进行教育，是我们的责任。因为作为中国人来讲，应该热爱自己的祖国。
The call for the return of lost relics is part of a rising tide of nationalism, and in a far-off corner of China, the controversy over whether they should be returned still rages, despite the passage of more than 100 years. The journey to the oasis town of Dunhuang in the Gobi Desert takes 22 hours through an ocean of sand, flecked by towns and villages on what was once the fabled Silk Road. More than 1,000 years ago, it was a complex highway bringing commodities, ideas and religions into China. In the old days, explorers travelled this region by camel. These days, it's more for the experience. No vehicle can quite match it. China's western desert was known to hold the remains of bygone civilizations, and none more enticing than the treasures of Dunhuang. In rows into the cliff face dating from 366 AD, more than 400 rock temples filled with wall paintings and sculptures. It was the last caravan stop on the ancient Silk Road and China's gateway to the West. It was also a magnet to treasure hunters like the British-Hungarian explorer Sir Aurel Stein. He came in search of scrolls discovered in 1900 in a secret cave. Stein had earlier learned that a Taoist priest by the name of Wang in 1900 had discovered a secret library cave just here. The cave had been sealed and then covered by the desert sands, where it remained undiscovered for 900 years. Inside the library cave, 50,000 items, manuscripts, paintings, and Buddhist artifacts. Eventually, Stein persuaded the priest to part with a portion of the cave's contents, and it wasn't long before other foreigners followed suit. Today, the pride of Dunhuang is scattered in museums across the world. Though the Chinese eventually put a stop to the outflow of relics, 30 institutions worldwide now possess pieces of Dunhuang, including the earliest known book, the Diamond Sutra, printed in the year 868 and removed by Stein.
状况不清楚了，就是说被那个，比如说英国的斯坦因啊，他把整个洞里边的那个整体的布置，他给破坏了，所以现在就不明白这个里头很多问题就成了永远的疑问，谁都说大概是4万多件，大概是5万多件。
哎呀，长期弄这么好的东西啊，那个写经啊，那个写经是那个它什么都有，它不光是经，什么那个什么法华经什么，不光是这些经报，还有这种文书。可是那个时候就觉得，哎呀，这个东西都很可惜啊，我们没有，只是想一想。这就是我们原来住的皇庆寺，是清代的建筑，皇帝的皇，庆祝的庆，看到那个9层楼的这个样子。
This is the mud brick home Madame Li lived in when she first came to Dunhuang from China's interior in 1947. It was the house where her son Jiahuang was born, and where she and her late husband, the famous Dunhuang artist Chang Shuhong, ran the Institute of Dunhuang Arts for close to 30 years. In the late 70s, when China took the path of economic reform, the family's official role as protectors of Dunhuang came to an end, but the dream of recreating the caves and their art lived on.
我们只是复制了这个洞子，一个海外医保，我们还要复制其他几个洞子，还要复制那个敦煌莫高窟1000年前壁画的洞子。有83个台阶。
30 meters underground, workers have dug a series of caves, replicating what the real Dunhuang caves might have looked like more than 1,000 years ago.
进去以后呢，这两边的墙呢，就是我们这两边的墙。你看，这个是维摩诘，你看这边是维摩诘，那边是文殊。这一边墙呢是那个阿弥陀，这是我们这边这堵墙，你看。这个你看，对，就这堵墙，这个呢是这堵墙，其实佛，就是这一面的。
进好几号章都没关系。对。
With passion and hard work and no official assistance, the gallery slowly takes shape. They have a new cave dug only when enough money has been saved or donated. Eventually, they hope to open the caves to other artists and eventually tourists. Far from the Gobi Desert, British Library sinologist Susan Whitfield unrolls the precious manuscripts brought back by Sir Aurel Stein. The British, with their sizeable collection of Stein's discoveries, defend his actions.
He did have a Chinese passport, he did have travelling documents, and he did have permission to take his finds out of the country. And he did negotiate a price for them.
If we've got to defend anything, that we should defend the fact that Stein really believed that he was serving international scholarship in his collection of materials. He wasn't just serving English or Hungarian or whatever, he wanted everybody to be able to see these things.
Today, Aurel Stein's greatest triumph is viewed by China as an act of shameless deceit. This exhibition of Dunhuang art displays not the original works, but copies of the cave's once magnificent treasures. It also serves to arouse popular anger at the marauding activities of the foreign explorers.
他卖屁越骗越抢，他们越卖屁。
我认为啊，他是一个大头。他说他是英国的教育大臣，他其实并不是英国的教育大臣，他来的是有准备。他的准备就是说给我一个头衔，叫那个他的英国的那个外交部，给他一个头衔，给了这个头衔越高，就可以去骗中国人。所以他用很多骗的办法在骗这王道士。所以应该说，他并不是用这种正当的，真的是花了钱去买。
Today, thousands of visitors to Dunhuang hear of the foreign incursions into China's artistic heritage. For many, it remains an open wound.
中国人很大的不幸，中国人自己的重要的珍贵文物被他拿走，非常急切的心情，希望要回来。这个，因为这中国人一想起这个，心头就觉得特别难过吧。我们自己的文物怎么叫人家拿走？
你把它放在那个石头上，然后再调整那个镜子，固定住。
As they toil on the shrine to Dunhuang's lost treasures, Madame Li and Jiahuang are driven by their passion for the art. But surprisingly, there's no support for the growing calls to return the relics.
如果是破坏，就是不对的，这就是很简单的道理，没有什么其他概念在里面。但如果做狭隘的国家主义或者民族主义来考虑的话，他是强盗，他是偷盗者。但从一个全人类角度上讲的话，他是对的，我是这样想的。他文物在这个人类的这个社会当中，它产生的作用，哪个地方是在什么地方作用大，就应该发挥它的作用。那么现在的话呢，它在国外，如果作为美术馆陈列出来的话，它可能比在国内的美术馆陈列的作用更大。
At a weekly antiques market in Beijing, relics illicitly plucked from tombs, temples, and warehouses. These are everyday artifacts. The gems of current archaeological finds are for sale in less public spaces. Despite the patriotic efforts of institutions like the Poly Group and an increasingly tough stand by the government, thousands of relics slip out of the country every week.
现在应该在国内应该解决的问题是，首先是我们中国国内保存的那批东西，要把它很好的保存起来，整理出来。这种保存工作和整理工作是不是做得很好呢？我觉得还不够。现在关键是抢救，而不是说归还的问题。归还问题可以放呢，以后再说。
The controversy over where the relics belong may rage on for years. But in Madame Li's temple, the lost masterpieces are always close at hand. As for the original treasures of Dunhuang, for better or worse, they belong to the world.